right, we're back with another costume video. This time we're going to be looking at the costumes worn by Siuan Sanche, the mother, the Amyrlin Seat. And yeah, by we, I mean I'm going to be joined by Pez, who is the costume expert, who I'm sure you all know, but she famously watched all of season 1 of The Wheel of Time without having read any of the books, and just based on the costumes was able to pull out details and predict things and guess things about characters that are not revealed in the show and not revealed to much, much later in the story. So there's a lot of details in these costumes. She's read all the books now, so she can't be doing that sort of predicting, but she still has a lot of just general knowledge about costumes, and she's able to see things that, she's got a lot of insights, and she's sharing them with us generously. We're also joined by Bree, who is one half of the fantasy romance duo Kit Rosha. They've recently released the book Consort of Fire, which is a very fun, very sexy, very grown-up fantasy romance book that I do highly recommend. You should check it out. But yeah, in this video, I believe, I will double check, but I believe the spoilers go through to book 4, The Shadow Rising of the Wheel of Time. So if you read that far, you are good to go. So let's get into these costumes.
Let's be nerdy with Let's Be Nerdy. Let's be nerdy with Let's Be Nerdy.
So this is the initial swan. Mother. I just watched another show with her in it, like Sofia Canedo, and every time she was on screen, I was like, "Hi, Mother."
Oh, I love this fur thing with like the flowers underneath.
Yeah, it's so soft, which is not the swan that she presents to the world.
Yeah.
No.
And cozy for traveling. Which is writing letters to her girlfriend.
Yes, or someone, but yeah. Yes. But then this is all like lit in with the candles. It is all gold, and having talked just about Turok. Yeah, we're
and
getting
look
this
at the
gold
framing here behind her head, and that reminds me just so much of like Greek and Russian iconography, like how you would put a halo around a saint or whatever.
She literally does it herself several times in the season.
Love her stabby halo so much. It's not a costume, it's CGI, but I love it.
Do you have a picture of it? Because I do think it's like, I don't know if you have it. Oh.
Trying to think if I have the last one.
I don't think there is one, no, because it would have appeared sequentially before now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because she does it here somewhere too, but
she does it a bigger one. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't costume, so I didn't get
totally fair.
Yeah.
But vibes.
But it is we were talking in the Shanchan video about whether Surath carries that pyramid and whether my question was whether the Amyrlin carries her throne around. Because this the markings on her carriage.
Yeah.
I wonder if it breaks down into a throne.
Oh, it's like a pack and play, but it's for the Amyrlin Seat.
Honestly, I don't know why there's an Amyrlin Seat in Kyrian. I don't know why.
I think you could just open this right up. I bet it like transformers.
Yeah.
Into a
you push a button and it just unfolds and
into a throne. Yeah, that's my only guess, because otherwise I don't know why there's a throne in Kyrian. But yeah.
Maybe everyone has to keep one just in case she wants to drop by.
She also could have told the Aes Sedai that came from Tar Valon to meet her in Kyrian to bring the travel throne, because she brought she was waving it around, like she was there to be seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
you can sort of see it here. Yeah.
Is it just me, or does what she's wearing kind of give Kyrian vibes? Like almost like Celine's
like soft little brocade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not the colors so much, but like
no, not the color at all, but just like the
the
flowers, even the shape of the collar reminds me of
yeah. Something I noticed with all of the Aes Sedai in this particular season is that they seemed to be using a lot of like 1930s lines and textiles, like vintage textiles that they found, and this gives me that same vibe. I could be completely wrong, but I felt like they were trying to give us some like post World War One, pre World War Two stylistic
Yeah.
vibes with the Aes
I
Sedai.
can see that. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
can
could
see
totally
that.
see like a Roaring Twenties thing with this, like
Yeah,
you know.
especially with the fur coat there. Like
Yeah.
that's reminding me of
Well, and
that as
like
well. Yeah.
when we get from the 20s into the 30s, we get a lot more of the like sumptuous fabric draping and stuff
Hmm.
that we see a lot on some of the Aes Sedai in this season. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm like, hmm. And
And then,
then
of
we
course,
have Battle Swan.
yes,
Yes.
like she's armored. Yeah,
It
with
may
this
be
like
social combat, but she's here to do battle.
yes. And as I'm zooming, I didn't mean to, but like there's a lack of continuity in her tattoos here that I think they just didn't notice that they were
My
going to
guess is
get
that they
caught.
didn't expect the costume to hang
Yeah.
quite that way as she was getting out, and you wouldn't want to have makeup on underneath that could
Yeah,
smear
because
on
it
the
would rub
costume.
off or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that I really like about this shift from the Amyrlin dressed up as, Rainbow Bright to this gold thing from the books to the
Hmm.
show is she's the only one we really see in gold other than some other characters. We see Turok in gold. There's
Hmm.
definitely people who go gold, but making gold among the Aes Sedai the Amyrlin's color,
Hmm.
first off, it really punches up those this is the Pope equivalent vibes,
Yes.
and the formal priestly vestments that we see in our world, but it just bathes her in light. I mean, she's wearing gold
Mm.
sequins from head to toe and this metallic gold stole and other shades of like a bronzy gold. She is the light. She is the light's champion on
Yeah.
Earth, or at least that's the memo she wants
That's
everybody in Kyrian to get.
exactly. Exactly.
I also
Oh.
think it really, especially in a show where we're like leaning into the color of the Ajas, it gives this of all
Hmm.
and none thing like a much more,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
she's
Yeah.
never dressed the
Without it
same
going
as them.
cartoony.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. And again, it's like bringing that thing that you said in one of our first costume videos this season, as of in the books, you can tell people what to think. And so telling them that the stole of many colors, that's what it means. But you're right, it would come across as rainbow brighty if she was just wearing 7 bright colors all the
Yeah.
time,
I mean,
And
it
you
would be
know?
a
it is
little
in the
rainbow
stole. It's
pride.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Except
sure.
7 instead of 6, like it would be, and like not the right pride colors. I
Yeah.
think actually, you know what, I bet you that was a meeting of, if we put her in 7 colors, people are going to immediately associate it with pride, and then they're going to be confused because it's the wrong colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like there's gray. What is gray? I don't understand what's happening here. Any thoughts on the headpiece?
It's meant to be big and it's meant to
Mhm.
be unwieldy because it's essentially a crown, right? She doesn't
Yeah,
actually wear a
yeah,
crown, but
but it
this is
is a crown.
essentially a
Yeah,
crown.
yeah.
That was really my only thought on this particular piece. I can guess at some of the inspirations for it, but I don't know that it's particularly trying to evoke a specific real world garment that I can think of where it's just one. I think it's a mishmash of things.
also, I'd like to say, like, as she descends in this absolutely ridiculous headdress, this is the season
Hmm.
where we hear her say that she doesn't want to stay in the tower with the gowns and the stupid fancy
Hmm.
trappings.
Yes, and
And
the
look at
rules and
what her
everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at what she ended up having to wear. Like, this is so against everything she is.
yeah,
And the heavier, the crazier
Yeah.
they
yeah.
make these headdresses, the better it is to like drive home how, much she's
That
given up.
she's captive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thought that I'm having just now, it's reminding me a bit of the useless extravagance of the Shanchan.
Hmm.
Like
Yes.
yeah, it's just there for form. It's just there to show
And I
off.
also really like in this like outermost stole that they made out of a vintage textile. So when we think about the former Queen of England, I mean, whatever your feelings on monarchy aside, she absolutely
Mhm.
dressed for the locations that she was going to, and they're doing the same
Yes.
thing here with Swan. There's sunbursts in that cape, and that is not a
Mhm.
mistake.
Yes, you're right.
She's here to say,
You're
yeah, you
absolutely
might be
right.
Kyrian, but I still have dominion over you with the one power. Check, please.
Yes, and when I was zooming in, I just noticed the colored stripes in here. Now I can't really. It's the lighting. That might be the 7 colors right there.
I think it is. It's like a fading gradient,
Yeah,
and then there's also more of them on the back of the stool, but I don't think we ever really get to see it in the show.
she's got a train that somebody has to carry. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
I'm gonna give this is my
Yeah.
one quibble at the show. Y'all aren't
Mhm.
wearing those. Do you all have like my going out over my glove rings and my staying home on
Thank
my
you,
finger
thank
rings?
you. I was gonna bring that up too. I was at one point during, like, I think my 4th rewatch, I was like, did the Aes Sedai have a special weave for resizing rings? Because they're just all
I
wearing them
mean,
over gloves.
The Black
I'm gonna
Aja
go
chick
with
is
yes,
the
they
worst.
do. I'm gonna go with they
Yes.
absolutely do, especially the Amyrlin.
Yeah.
Yes, they all have a ring
I'll go with
resizing
that.
weave because
It's
you
just
don't wear. Yes,
the Black Aja chick in the
'cause
secret
it's
meeting in the first one. Those are some massive gloves to have a ring over. Like
yes,
these are at least like some pretty skin
exactly.
tight ones, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, that's not going to be like that ring would fall off if you put it on
yes.
your skin if it's over these gloves.
Yeah.
I also just love she's all like as extravagant as this looks. It's pants. It's
Yeah.
pants.
It is.
They're wearing pants. I love ladies in pants. Not that there's anything wrong with dresses. I just
Right.
it's pants. Pants make me happy.
Also,
So
Totally.
Leandrin's wander. I know we're gonna get to Leandrin, but I just want to, since we talked
yeah,
about it earlier today, she's also got white people braids. And I
Yep.
yeah,
appreciate. I was really worried
yes,
if you go back one, you can see her braids.
yeah, yeah.
I was worried what they were gonna do since, like, in the book, she's
The way
very
Robert Jordan
obviously got
described it.
some
Yeah,
like micro
Mhm.
braiding situation going
yeah.
on.
She has the vacation braids.
She has
Um,
the vacation braid. She's got the Bo Derek kind of, yeah, yeah,
so
thing going on.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
hope
noticed
that
that
they
in season 1, actually. Yeah.
yeah, and I like that in this season they've like gone to a little more of a hair braids that feel right for that hair. Oh, and here's the
Yeah.
Oh,
scene where she
babies.
says, "Look at this, what she's wearing in this scene compared to that last one."
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
just
it's just so this
And
is so
oh,
much, and
look
then
at her
yeah.
it's yeah,
And
expression.
and
She
we
could
can see how
like,
happy and
mm,
relaxed they are and everything, but I just
yeah,
noticed something else. Look how asymmetrical they are.
yeah.
This
yeah,
is still a very broken world. They're still giving us
mhm,
hints of yes, they were happier, they were younger, they were freer, but still very off
but
balance.
still, yes. Also, like, I'm sorry, those are some lesbian boots. I love them so much. I want those boots. Good boots. It's really good. See, yeah, she even has more tattoos here than she
Yeah,
does in the
it was
other.
just the
Yeah.
I'm
costume
okay. Like,
there.
I understand. This is just a yeah. This is
Yeah,
a
it was totally
continuity thing.
a
It's
makeup
fine.
thing because
Yeah,
of the costume for sure.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have been that person in meetings before.
yeah.
No, you
Uh,
can't put makeup on that person in that location.
no, it's gonna rub off and ruin. Do you know how many hours we worked on that?
Well, and
Yes.
sometimes we don't have like a spare. So when we talked about
Mm,
Moraine's costumes before, we talked about how they might have had to make several of that intricate chiffon
yes.
strip blouse.
Mm,
Swan's stole that she wears in that traveling gold costume that she wears here in this season, that was actually
mm.
made from a vintage textile that they picked up in a thrift shop. They
Oh,
don't have another one.
yeah. Okay.
So
So,
that adds some complexities to where you can have
And you
makeup
can
and
see it's off
risks.
center. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's off center.
it's
It got
It's
definitely
not. Yeah.
defined.
Like yeah. Yeah. Because as she's moving and stuff, it's moving,
yeah.
and so it's exposing more probably than they intended.
Yep, exactly.
So.
Yeah, she's got like a crop top and then like a sort of I
Mhm.
love this. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the cut of the top, I mean, it's much higher, but it kind of reminds me of that what my favorite of her costumes from season 1, where it was
Oh,
the
the gold dress.
Yeah, the
yes, not the
very
gold
Yeah.
like the one she wore in the throne, but the more plain one.
The
the
one she wore
relaxed
to
one.
meet with the
Yes,
girls.
yes, exactly. Yeah, it's a sort of same. It's similar, not exactly, but it's similar.
Yeah, very similar.
And Moraine is
Hmm.
still a fussy bitch. Lover.
Look at all
Based on
Yes,
the
McLean.
buttons on her cuffs, on Moraine's
I
Right?
cuffs.
know. Oh,
Robert! Okay, I'm over it. I'm not.
And it's so shiny and
no.
it's so like fancy compared to
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
Swan's. Oh, but they're
Yes, but
so
they're blue.
vivid. Their
Oh,
blues are so bright. They're so happy.
so
So
vivid.
bright.
Yeah.
And their hair is literally down and they're
Yeah.
Yep.
relaxed and happy
Yes.
They're
and
free.
Like even like yeah, the asymmetrical shoulder. It's all everything is. Oh, look at her my mom has earrings like this. My mom has virtually these exact earrings. I'm
They
sorry
remind
to
me
be
of a
like.
fishing
beautiful.
net. Fishing net.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Or
yes,
like
yes.
a manta ray or ginkgo,
Ah.
maybe? Is it a ginkgo leaf?
See, my mom has them. These she likes leaves. So
Yeah.
usually it's a leaf that my mom has. But yeah, manta ray or fishing net both
It
work
looks like
for
it has like a
swan.
little, it looks like 3D to me, like it's
Yeah,
open.
it's like it's mesh, I
Yeah.
think. And
Oh,
I
my
just noticed something else.
babies.
This is Moraine, not Swan, but she's
Hmm.
got the puffy sleeves with the cinched cuffs.
Yep.
Yes, she does.
They're
Yeah.
just a little more relaxed. Oh, and they're literally
Hmm.
standing in sunlight, embracing each other. Thanks, Rafe. We get
Yeah.
it.
Right, if you're about to break her. This episode made my sister cry. Like it
Yeah.
Aw.
just made her cry.
Yeah, see how the
Oh,
costume is more on center now and we can only see the one
yes,
little
and yeah, you're
tattoo?
right. Yeah, this is how it was meant to
I
look, I
think the
imagine.
weight
Yeah.
of the costume was probably giving them trouble, and I'm sure that hat weighs a ton too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The crowns being heavy, uh, to me, like it makes you have to hold your head in a certain way.
Yep,
Like you have to hold it up properly.
you have
So
to.
you have yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of there's a British designer, Zandra Rhodes, and it reminds me a little bit of her aesthetic. I'll see if I can find some of that to show you too.
Okay.
Mm.
Not
Yeah,
too much.
that's the back side that has the 7 colors on it. I don't know if you can
Hmm.
see it, but like see how there's this wheel almost?
Yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get a backside photo, but there's not very many shots of it from behind.
That's absolutely the pack and play travel throne, and no one can tell me otherwise.
That's my headcanon now because I don't know why it's here otherwise. Like, just have a room. I guess okay, in this episode, they say that the last time that they had this many Aes Sedai here, they were there to install
A new ruler.
King. Yeah, so maybe they do. Like maybe
It would
they
be
do have a.
I
a
mean, there would be
logical
no
flex
power
of sorts.
play. Yeah, no power play,
Yeah,
like making every fucking kingdom keep a
have a
full
throne
Amyrlin
room.
seat on just for her in case
Yeah,
she decides to drop by.
Yeah, because she's not going to have an audience with you. You're going to have an
you
audience
can
with
have an
her.
audience with her. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
Uh,
I know we're gonna get to you, but girl, I just
I know
can't have you in a scene
she's
without
she's
wanting
an
you to throw
icon.
something at
Let's
me.
step on me just a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
Sure,
of
sure.
these shots we get of like the two of them looking
Hmm.
back at each other and like just
Yeah.
oh, and
So
like
good.
it truly looks like she's got armor on in this, like a full like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she absolutely looks like that.
well, last time we saw
Hmm.
them together, before I'm just thinking like in that little fishing hut
Yeah.
of all of that, like how
Yeah.
When
barely
they were
dressed they
able to
were.
let everything down and be genuine, and now they're not.
The layers and
Yeah.
layers between them.
And look
She's
how her
so
costume
fabulous.
plays with the light. Like, this is a very dimly
Hmm.
lit scene by comparison, but see how we just get these flashes of the light no matter how she moves or sits.
Yeah.
And think of
It's
how that
just
would
so,
look in candlelight. I mean, oh,
yeah.
I think her crown is slipping because she keeps tilting her head to the side like, bitch, please.
Yes, to talk to him. She's taken off her gloves and her ring is on. So yeah, she did like a little weave in between these two to make it fit her hand properly. So, oh, I wonder, is that a gold stone? Like, would they give her
Yeah,
a
she
different
has like
color
a gold
yeah,
stone, I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
because she can't have her color anymore, right?
yeah,
the truth. The crown is definitely
definitely,
listing.
yeah,
She's
listing a
like,
little
I'm
bit. She's
over
like, come
this.
on, 6 months, Rand, you haven't learned a thing. You literally haven't learned a thing.
And see, what I love about the way she looks here when we get
Mhm.
this particular view of her is look how the sequins, the paillettes have changed here from looking mostly gold
Mm,
to looking like little flashes of light against
yeah,
darkness.
yeah.
Hmm.
It makes me happy. Okay.
Amazing.
The sun coming through also, those, like, windows and,
Yes.
like, behind her head.
Yeah.
And that
Oh,
reminded me so much of that scene in the book where a different Amyrlin talks about the light coming in from the windows behind her.
yes.
And
I
then we
love
have
the
her
fur
again back in
coat.
fur. Yeah.
Yes, the first stole is wonderful.
Dramatic.
The shiny,
So shiny
yes.
pretty.
Those are some sleeves. Like, holy crap.
Yes.
Those are
Yeah,
pink
those are very
sleeves.
dramatic sleeves.
I
Wow.
want this. I
They
want it
remind
so
me
bad.
of Tudor
Oh,
sleeves a lot.
okay.
It's
If
not
you can't
exclusive to
Oh,
them,
yes,
fit
but
a
yes.
toddler in your sleeves, why do you even have them?
so
Why do you have sleeves?
fun fashion fact, the
Yes.
big sleeves that they wore in, like, the imperial French ball gowns,
hmm
uh, that's part of where lapdogs come from because they would carry their little papillon in their sleeves.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
At least according to college. I could be wrong. This was something I learned in college, so
that's wild. Oh,
just imagine Swan with,
Joya.
like, a little attack mackerel in her sleeves, and
Attack mackerel. Just throw it at people when she is.
she's like, "Ah, shit."
Yes.
Honestly, the
Um,
expression on her face wasn't even, "Ah, shit." It's, "God damn it, Moraine.
yeah, that's what it is actually. Like, oh, ugh.
I know how this happened, and it's my
Yes.
girlfriend."
She's got her hair up
And
and it's listing in the same direction the
yeah,
crown was. It's sort of like
as her, that's
Yep,
true. Yeah, it
yep.
is. Yeah.
she's still sort of got a
This,
crown. Oh,
mhm.
oh,
This scene, like
Mm.
I know everybody in this scene focused on the betrayal that Swan did to Moraine by forcing her. I think a lot of people missed that Moraine had also betrayed her in this
oh,
Yeah.
moment.
so
Like,
much.
It's
like
betrayals all the way down. Somebody
it's
divided
all the
betrayal
way.
by 0.
Yes, that's
Moraine
exactly what happened.
I got on Twitter and got sort of fruity, a little salty with people. I was like, Moraine left her girlfriend bleeding on the ground and dashed into the ways with a Forsaken.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. And like, but even before that, like by taking Rand away, it's the implication, everything has happened up until this point. Swan has told people that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. Like there's
yeah,
no other, she
yep,
has to because they're shielding him. So all of the Aes Sedai know that she has the Dragon Reborn in her hands.
Yep. And
And
now
then
they're
Moraine
gonna
takes him
know that
away.
Moraine, the Dragon Reborn, and a Forsaken left through a Waygate.
Yes, but even if they don't know that the Forsaken happened, which I'm sure they're going to, Moraine stole the Dragon Reborn from her. That's like it's setting up. You don't have control. Like
Yep.
you literally let the
Lost
Dragonborn
control of
like they've
all of this, and you must be removed.
exactly like they've betrayed each other both in horrendous ways.
Oh, I
And
just realized what her robe reminds me of. It reminds me of flapper coats.
oh
yes, yes, yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes, so much,
that's
That's what
so
why
it
I
is.
much.
was
That's what it is.
saying the Roaring 20s. That's what
Right.
I was trying to
Yeah,
get
they're
to.
mixing up
Mhm.
20s and 30s here. Oh,
Am
I
I?
love it.
I thought the
Yeah,
I thought that they were cited before the Depression happened. Didn't that happen in
Mhm.
the
29?
flappers. Yeah,
Everything
Flappers
the
crashed.
started
flappers of
in,
the
like,
20s.
the
The
post
20s.
World War One era, and they go through the 20s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote a paper on the flappers, not about their fashion really, but on the flappers just as
Yeah, I'm always
a
just like,
weird.
I believe in 29 things got less fun for everyone except for the really rich people.
That's totally a flapper robe now that I see it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then yeah,
Oh.
Oh,
leave
my
her
baby.
broken.
Season 3
Imagine,
is gonna be rough.
Yeah.
imagine being her getting bodied by land fear and watching your
hmm
girlfriend follow a fucking
Yeah.
Forsaken into the
Forsaken.
And knowing
waves
Yeah.
that they have the dragon.
with the
Yeah. The first
dragon.
she followed a Forsaken Blue Dragon. The quest that they've been on for 20 years. Like the idea that I trying to imagine it. You've been on this quest for 20 years and it's been so slow and then suddenly everything's happening and you've probably had plans on plans on plans on plans and all of them are out the window like
Yep.
Also, she's got to be wondering if Moraine's a fucking Black Aja at this
well she
point.
has to like that's the other thing that I think a lot of people might have missed. She walked up and Moraine was channeling. Moraine had
Yeah,
told her she was
there
stilled.
she's
You
been
can't
lied
lie.
to by Moraine. And she
That's
also has
yes.
no freaking clue at this point in time that Varen was the one who came down on
Yeah.
her own and talked to Leanne.
Yeah.
Maybe Leanne
Everything about
mentions
that.
Varen, I can't remember, but still she's gonna go, this is Moraine, not this is Varen, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's a case of like they don't have time to have the conversation that needs to be had. And
Yep.
I understand both of them. Like I understand Swan, you got to close the way gate. You just lied to me. I don't know what's going on. Close it, close it, close it. And Moraine's like, Lanfear's here. We got to go. We got to go.
Yeah.
Like I get that
There's so many layers
it's
to it because it's like if I went back for Swan, Lanfear would kill her. Like there's just
yeah,
so
it's
heartbreaking.
everything. It's it's a heartbreaking scene that is perfect in that everybody's actions make sense and it
Yep.
hurts so bad. It
And I
hurts
think it
so
also
bad.
really captures like the zeitgeist, the thesis of the Wheel of Time, which is that there's nobody who is making the right decision all of the time with all of the
Mm,
information. Everybody in
yeah,
the Wheel of Time spends the entire series making the worst possible decisions they can at any given moment.
because they don't have all the information. If Swan had all the information, she would have been like, "All right." Like if and they don't have it. The
Yeah.
limited perspective is an issue. So there you have it, the costumes worn by Siuan Sanche. Let me know your thoughts on these ones. Like, what did you think? I mean, it's not specifically about the costumes, but just that conversation we had at the end about the betrayal. Like, you know, Swan betrayed Moraine by using her oath against her to force her to do something, but I do still think Moraine also betrayed Swan even before that by taking Ren. I don't know. I just think that there's a case to be made for both, and I don't know. I don't think it's an end. Like, I don't think they've completely broken up, but I do think that there's something massive that they're going to have to overcome. And also the costumes. What are your thoughts on these costumes? She was wearing a lot of gold tones. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on these in the comments below. If you like my content and you want to support me, I do have a Patreon that is also linked in the description below. To my patrons, as always, so much thanks to you. I'm so grateful for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to end this here. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.